Hey friends, let me introduce you to what will be my future farm truck, just as soon as I can find a way to get it to Texas. This is my baby. This is my old truck. You know, we've all got one, at least anybody that grew up with a truck, they all got their favorite old truck. Well, this is mine. Ugly as hell, but a beauty to me. So when I was in high school, I had a black truck, just like this old F-250. It was an 87 with a 6.9 liter diesel in it, and I loved that truck. And at one point, when I was a senior in high school, I built the flatbed for it. And the flatbed is actually a hydraulic bed. You probably can't see a whole lot up under there. You can see the hoist right there in the middle of the screen. So I built all this custom flatbed for it, so it actually raises up and dumps. And at one point, I had as much as 3 tons of rock on this thing. And took a little extra manpower to help push it up, but it did raise and dump. So I love the truck for that. I went ahead and put the 5th wheel hitch in the bed as well, because back in high school I towed a lot of trailers for hay trailers. And then I went off to college, and one summer I got me a good job and I bought a turbo kit, because these old IDI diesels, international engines, IDI is for indirect injection, they didn't have turbos on them. So I bought a fancy Banks turbo kit and put it on my old 6.9, and about 2 months later blew the engine up because that turbo kit was too much for it. So lo and behold, I found this truck, or my brother-in-law did, back in Missouri. And it was everything identical to my 6.9, only it had the 88 model 7.3 liter, and the 7.3s came with a stronger head bolt. So bought it. It didn't even have a bed on it, so that made it even better, because I bought it, swapped the flatbed over, swapped the turbo kit over, traded the tires over, because they're almost brand new tires. And that's kind of been the story ever since. But unfortunately, that's been years that it's been sitting up here in Missouri. Shoot, I guess since 2008 I bought the thing. I drove it 2009 a little bit, but I graduated in 10 and definitely haven't driven it since then. So anyway, I just want to show it to you guys and tell you that someday soon, hopefully sooner than later, you'll see this old girl parked out beside the excavator instead of my crappy F-150, because honestly I don't know how much further that F-150 is going to make it. Anyway, it's really cold today. That's why the camera's shaking, because I'm shivering, because I'm back in Missouri and it's like 20 degrees, and I'm missing Texas where it's like 60 degrees. But I got her plugged in here, trying to warm up a little bit. My brother-in-law said he thinks the starter on it's going out. He's been tinkering with it off and on for a while. I've been buying him parts and shipping them here, and he's putting them on. And I'm going to see if I can get it started, just to get it started, although I don't have faith that I can drive it all the way back to Houston, nor would I make my wife drive the kids 15 hours back to Houston while I drove this old clunker. So anyway, I just want to start it just to reminisce for a little bit, so I'll give it a shot and see. I'm kind of scared, but we'll try. Well, much as I feared, she's deader than a hammer. And you know, obviously with a diesel engine being hard to start anyway when it's cold, and this one, the glow plugs appear to be working just fine, but with dead batteries you're not getting anywhere. So he put 2 brand new batteries in it probably 6 months ago, and I mean they still look really great. See, what's the date on them? Well, he says brand new. This one's tag says the 10th month. No, June of 10, maybe June of 10, I think is what that one's showing. And this one is showing nothing on its stickers. It's not telling me anything. So who knows how old the batteries actually are. They look good anyway. They look nice and clean, but they're dead. There's the new glow plug relay that I bought for him. So he got that put on, and it looks like it's working right as far as when I turn the engine on, the glow plug cycled. So, you know, I'm going to let this charger, I've got the battery charger going on it now, and it says it's maybe 50% charged, but I'm going to really let it get cranked up here before I try to do anything fancy with it. But yeah, like I said, I don't have much hope, but if I could just get the engine just to turn over once or twice, I'd be tickled. So let's see. Amazing. So I just jumped in there again just to try it, and of course it didn't do a thing, but just running the glow plugs knocked it back to about less than 25% charge when it was saying 50% a minute ago. So I think I'm just going to leave this hooked up and go in the house for a little while and maybe have some hot chocolate or something and see. So anyway, just fooling around mostly. Okay, round 2. Never could get it started yesterday. So it's been plugged in charging all night long, and core heater's been on all night long, and it's definitely working because the the hood has all the snow melted off of it that we got last night and nothing else. So that tells you, I put my hands in here by the engine and I can feel it's warm. You know, not hot, but just warmer, definitely than the surrounding air. So batteries say they're over 100% charge, which is wonderful. And it should be the battery should be in parallel. So if one shows, I'm only hooked to one, but if one shows it's charged, then they both should be charged. But let's jump in here and try to give her a crank. And fail. So battery showed 100% charge. Now they show more like 30, just from trying to turn the key over once or twice. So I got a bigger problem here. Looks like something wrong with the batteries themselves, which, hey, doesn't surprise me because they're old. And I'm pretty sure there's a reason my brother-in-law took them out of his truck. When he told me they were new, what he meant was they were new to this truck. So don't have any money to buy new batteries right now. So probably going to say this is the end of it. But hey, it was fun to try anyway. Someday, folks, someday you will see this lovely, beautiful truck in more of my videos, I sure hope.